For the past 11 weeks, we've been building our dream mini golf course in the back of this double-trailered lorry. So far in that time, we've completely ripped out the first trailer, built a bar in it, and then added 3 super cool mini golf holes. And even tested them out. But after all that hard work, it's time to start again from scratch as we move into the second trailer. Dun, dun, dun. Somehow, we've got to fit 6 holes in here, and today marks the first day of that journey. This room is ridiculously small for a mini golf course, and honestly, we're not too sure how we're going to do this, but the idiots are going to try. Now, the good news is, all the boring stuff is already done. That means there's no sanding, no filling, and we're straight onto the theme! Oh! God.
Corner's cracked.
Oh, we cracked the corner of the panel. Oh. Lesson learned the hard way. These panels are pretty flimsy. So before we could break any more, we started sticking them on the wall. This process was super easy and so satisfying. It was all well and good until we had a clear reminder that we're inside a lorry.
So this next one has to go here, but now we don't know what to do with this.
Believe it or not, this lorry actually used to be a fridge. When this thing was functioning, it would keep things cold, and that's what this is. These are the old gas pipes, and they're actually covered up by this metal thing, which is now causing us problems. If we have to get it gone, or butt up to it, don't know.
Honestly, I don't know what to do.
Oh, it's roundy. After about 5 seconds of thought, our curiosity took control of the impact. We decided we're going to take it off and see what we're dealing with. But it was as stubborn as a nut, a rusty one to be exact. Oh, doesn't want to come off. We discard it off. Perfect. Yeah. What like that? Oh, we'll unscrew it by twisting it. You got it like that. There you go. Oh! It didn't even make a noise. I told you it was rusty. Right. With that gone, there's some tubies. Look at them things. Now, take this out, fill it with wood so it's flush with the wall, and then crack them with the panel in. That's as far as we go with any planning. The more you sit and think about doing something, the less likely you are to do it. And that's how we end up attempting these crazy projects in the first place. That there is a scrap man's dream. That's gonna be about 20 quid worth of copper. With problem numero 1 overcome, us idiots were flying through. There was only a few technical cuts at the bottom, but once we got them done, we finally had a cavey wall.
That's beautiful.
Oh, that's it. Get in there. Yes, get finished. On to the next. But there was no time to waste. We had the rest of the trailer to complete. We're sticking these things up with loads of PGBs so they never ever fall down. And as for the cuts, we run a Stanley blade down the center and give them a snap. Ah! Damn it. Damn. Hello, bank account. It didn't always go to plan. And officially, all the walls are done in this thing, and it looks absolutely amazing. But before we can finish building the rest of the temple, we've got to put something in place for one of the sickest holes ever. Now we can carry on cave paneling. But of course in the lorry, it's not always as easy as that. Oh! There were so many leftover lorry things. Wires that don't even function anymore. Well, we hope. And even this old shutter roller thing. So we thought to make our life a little bit easier in the future, we thought we should spend at least half an hour clearing everything out, making it a clean shell. Yes, you heard it right. We thought for once. Alright, now we can start the cave paneling. With lorry things finally tidied up and away, we was onto the roof of this bad boy. And the more cave panels we put up, the more we realised it wasn't actually looking like a cave. Because the joints of these panels are so visible, we originally thought we could just hide them, but it's actually impossible. So we decided we're going to embrace them and just call it a temple instead. This temple is looking amazing and coming together so well. I can't believe how good this stuff looks. The original plan with this was to butt it up against the metal, but something seemed off about it. So we bent the panel, chucked a few screws in it, and my god, the finish is that much better. There is one problem though. Down the center of the room, there is a gap, and that's just our miscalculation because now we're bending the panels rather than just keeping it flat. And now we've got to try and figure out a way to hide this thing. But we'll deal with that later on. A jungle temple, we're gonna call it. And quite frankly, it's not a bad thing. For example, the limits on the mini golf holes are now infinite. We could have booby trap, string, bamboo, and not just bricks. This room is feeling incredible right now. It's really coming together and starting to feel something like a temple. But I seriously hate this middle strip still in the room. We've tried bamboo in it, we've tried putting timber on it, and just everything we've tried, nothing really seems to work perfectly. But we really want to move on to building the courses, so that's going to be a problem for later. First things first, let's get this place tidy. Woo! I know.
I didn't drop it.
I thought that's what you wanted. What, you want to place it down nicely? Now you can decide. The first part to building the mini golf holes in this thing is raising the floor. Every mini golf hole needs an actual hole. And trust me when I say it, raising the floor up is easier than drilling a hole in the lorry floor. So while Maddie was getting all the timbers cut, we was inside installing them. The floor timbers are in. That means that it's now raised up. But before we can put the floorboards on top of them bad boys, let's talk floor plan. To make this mini golf room run effectively and not get traffic jammed, we're running a one-way system. Let's take you guys up on the roof. Hole 1 will be here, hole 2 will be in the middle, hole 3 will be at the far end, and then taking you back out the edge of the trailer will be holes 4, 5, and 6. Alright, now the rough floor plan's down, let's run cables to our locations. Last time we forgot to add the cables first, and we're not making that mistake again. We're running our light cables to each course and into this special box. Because this is the electrical cupboard. Hence the lock! We're very proud of that lock. It was handmade by the idiots. And we had to install it as this thing's going to become a business. You legally can't have access for the public to the electrical cupboard. The whole room is now cabled up. These cables are put in place to power the LEDs when we finally get around to install them. And the LEDs just transform these rooms. But for now, it's time to get these boards on. Nah, it's not going to go. Won't go, will it? Nah.
Oh, it's too big because of the cave panels.
Nice, now we got to chop them all down. Only thing we can do is lay it, rather than this way, lay it that way. So, oh, we'll find out. Oh, I see what you mean. Every time we get bored in it just feels like you're done. I can just screw a mini golf course in this thing and just play. Oh, sorry. I thought you were ready. It's also the hottest day of the year right now. What the hell?
We have this tiny fan keeping us cool. Got to cut that much off to make it fit.
Woo! Oh! First try! Oh, some good news on a hot day. After further inspection, our boards are a little bit bowy. Basically, the joists are running this way, so we actually have to have the meat. We have to have the meat on the joist, otherwise it's just too bowy and flexy and naff. So basically, turn them this way again. As you can probably tell, the heat was kinda getting to us. And the last thing we wanted to do was pull these boards backwards and forwards. But we've got a mini golf course to build and a dream to fulfill. And ain't no heat wave gonna stop us. And just like that, with the boards and the wall panels all on, this place is transformed. And we've not even started building the mini golf holes yet. And that brings us on to the first hole! Oh, let's do this. Unfortunately, we need to plan. Hello, humans. I can't believe we're planning the first hole already. It's insane. If you don't know what this is our trailer. Just so you can get to grips, that's going to be the main entrance area. And that's the electrical cupboard. And the first hole we're going to be building is in this area. We're working this way backwards. So for this one, it's going to be the mega ramp. Tee-off zone is going to be around here. However, there's a little twist. There's going to be a separator that runs all the way up through this area. Tee-off zone is going to be here, and let's say the hole's going to be here. This area is going to be the mega ramp. And in the mega ramp, there's going to be a skill shot hole, which is here, giving you the option to go up the ramp into the skill shot hole, which will then dribble down like a staircase to the hole. If you miss that hole, then you end up through here, blocked by a obstacle thing, meaning you have to get a skill shot, making this thing a par 3, unless you get the hole in one. Essentially, we need to split this wall up into 2 sections. Ball goes up, ball goes down. But it's split by the hole-in-one bamboo track. Josh, you can't keep doing this. We're gonna lose subscribers. Wish us luck. Hey! Woohoo! Hey! Oh! Pucker! But before we start screwing everything together, we need this thing to look good. That means we're gonna start working on the bamboo track. We are as useless as always and forgot to explain the bamboo track. So enjoy this brief explanation. It's just an overlay for me speaking. Essentially, ball will go up and over into the thing, down each individual step. As easy as that. Working with bamboo can get difficult because naturally it's all different shapes and sizes. But luckily, Maddie was on the cutter. Bend your head down. There. So look at that. But once we gathered all the pieces that were most similar in width, we cut them down to the desired lengths at the knots and started drilling out our ball holes. These ball holes play a vital part in these steps as it slows the ball down and makes it way more satisfying.
Perfect!
You're probably still wondering why we're even doing this step first and how it's even going to help this course make it look better. Because bamboo is all different shapes and sizes, we had to pre-pick what bamboo pieces we were going to use. We built the steps around them and then we can start cutting them out. And this will help us make the course way more symmetrical. As well as this, we're just too impatient and want to see if it works. So once we'd cut both pieces, sandwiched them together, screwed them together, it was time to admire our staircase. And that's how our wall's looking. This is soon to become a stairway to a hole-in-one. But before we can do that, we're gonna make this thing look just as nice. That's better! Woohoo! Now the vision's really coming to life and this whole eye's coming together. But right now, if I throw a ball at the ramp, oh, it doesn't really go anywhere. Let's change that. Introducing the mega ramp. And to build this, we're using this long, flexi plyboard. From our experience, the minimum width you want a mini golf course to be is around 90 centimeters. So we cut the board to exactly that and slotted it into place. But because this flexi plyboard is so weak and fragile, you need to make sure that you strengthen it up with some support. So now that the support was in place, it's time for the mega ramp! You're probably starting to guess why it's called the mega ramp. It's because it's a floor-to-ceiling ramp. And because we just support up at the bottom, all we've now got to do is screw it back. And this is how the hole was looking. But now we've got a way up, we must make a way to come down. And we're using the bamboos which we cut earlier to build a staircase which leads directly to the hole.
Now it's all done, let's test it.
But whenever you build a mini golf course, whenever you test it, it never goes as planned.
Yeah! Oh! This is ridiculous.
Woohoo! What?
Oh.
What do you mean? It just got stuck up there. On the screw. I think that's a pushable offence. No! Woohoo! We're going to try and figure out a way to fix that. So quite clearly, the up part of this hole is all good. Now we're just working on the downside. Before we tackle the bamboo problem, let's work on this side. Originally, it was meant to be just a ramp going down to the hole, but we now want to spice it up a little bit. We're currently asking everyone we know the best way to fix that bamboo problem. But while we think of the best solution, it's time to build the plinko. And this is the second option to come down other than the bamboo ramp. We started by marking where all the poles would be going, and then started drilling and slotting them into place. Oh my god! And now, we just rinse and repeat that for about, well, that many holes. This was a super tedious task, and there was enough sawdust after it to start a bonfire. But I couldn't help but be so excited to see the ball finally drop down randomly throughout these pins. I've seen them so many times before, but now I'm finally getting to build one. The last holy. We plonked this thing in its rightful place and started poking in the tubes. And these things are just 18mm dowels, which we're trying to squeeze into a 17mm hole filled with wood glue.
Do you reckon that's in?
I don't even know how to tell.
No, it's still going in. I mean,
Keep smacking them.
God, my ears.
I do think I made the holes a little bit too small. But our thought process was the harder it was to get it in, the harder it is to take it out. And these have to be so strong because they're going to withstand some blows from some many golf balls. But of course, we're idiots, and everything's not as easy as just that. When I was hitting them back to the wall, I didn't realise that when it was screwed on, it was kicked off the wall about 3 centimetres, so I hammered them back. Now, look at that. I was hitting them all the way too far through. So I tapped them into their rightful place. And we resumed to normal. Full pucker flush now. Yeah, back on the wall. I knew something was off when I was hitting them in, but I didn't realise until the ball was flapping around at the bottom left corner. But nevertheless, we got it fixed. Now the plinko's in, it's time to give it a test. Aha. So to prevent that from happening, we need to put the ball behind bars. And of course, this ball is vertical. So whenever a ball hits anything, it just bounces off. Come on, Josh, that's basic physics. Welcome, the ball deflector. That looks sick. Woohoo! The vision's come to life.
What are you going to do with that? I thought it was going over the pink eye.
Aha, good question. So then we measured it up. 52 by 50. We cut it out. And then it fit. Absolutely blinkedly splendid. Oh, hang on. Absolutely blinkedly splendid. Sick! We're using perspex for the plinko because it's like a separate little feature. And for the main vertical bit, we're using this cage. Now there's a few reasons for that. Because our mini golf course is gonna have the craziest lighting. Hey! Oh, that's sick. If you use too much perspex, it just looks a bit crazy. So we needed something to deflect the balls, but not have a reflection to it. And if you ask any of us, we think that this cage looks way more temple jungly.
You in?
Oh! Yo! Enjoy the close-ups, guys. I think we've earned this. Oh, it works so well! Damn it. Oh! Oh no, what's he doing now? We admired the course for a bit, but then soon got straight back to building the rest of it. We were too excited to wait any longer. We had to finish this hole. Whoa! That's quick. We placed this ramp in, but even after leaving the plinko, the ball rolled way too quickly. And this is a problem because it will just bounce off the obstacles and probably end up on another course. So to soften the blow, in comes... Oh, that's better.
That definitely slows it down.
Oh! So ramp goes straight down to the grass, slows it down, it's redirected. Toby's 2x2, that's perfect. That's sick. That's good tempo. Now the tempo problem solved, it's time to up ours. But first of all, we had to install the ramp, making sure it's puckily strong. Screw the board back to the wall and the supports. And then it was time to install the grass. In the last room, when we installed the first 3 holes, we waited right to the end to install the grass, but no, not this time. Every hole we build, we're finishing it properly. Grass is in, and my God, does this look amazing. It makes the hole look finished and... It's not really, is it? But it looks amazing. But now let's move on to the plinko again. For the last half an hour, we've been playing this course over and over again to figure out the percentages of where the ball drops. And you may remember earlier on, we mentioned the ball wants to come back to the start to punish the players. To make this happen frequently, but not too frequently, that happens every time, we're going to only use 2 of the 7 drop zones. The ball will get returned back to the tee-off zone if it lands in these 2, and for the other 5, it'll end up going through to the course. So that means 20% of the time you go down the plinko, you'll get punished. But right now, that's just an idea. So let's build it. Oh, hi. It's in. What a pain. But finally, we can test this. Oh no! No! Oh, holy! Hey! Sick! This hole is coming together amazingly, but right now, there's not an actual hole. Sort it out. Let's go make a hole. For the rest of the hole, we're doing these pucker 2x2 engines. Added a centerpiece so you couldn't cheat and shortcut, and then it was time to add the final piece of grass. Oh. Now, no hole is complete without the actual hole. Whoa! And this is exactly why we raised the floor up so we can get the perfect depth of the ball hole. Now that the hole's built, it's time to finally test it out. We got all the engines in and even added a skill shot / pizza. Woohoo! Oh! Touch my toe. No! It's into 6. Oh my God, do you want to get it in the hole in one? Come on. Oh! Hey! And you may notice we had a grass in the bamboo, which made the ball way more controlled and way less likely to bounce out. And that's all we've got time for this week. This is the most epic first hole, and it's only going to get better. The plans we got for the other 5 holes in this room are insane. Make sure you subscribe, like this video, and comment your ideas for the holes, guys. We might add it.